Welcome to Future Proof, the podcast that explores how technology is shaping our world, anticipating tomorrow's challenges and solutions today. I'm your host, Nat Monkonavin, and today we're soaring into a topic that's both mind-bendingly advanced and incredibly urgent: military satellites. What can these silent sentinels orbiting above us truly do, and how can they potentially illuminate the truth amidst the fog of war, particularly in volatile situations like the recent border tensions between Thailand and Cambodia? The recent escalation of conflict between Thailand and Cambodia has been a grave concern for the region and the world. We've seen reports of artillery exchanges, rocket fire, and tragic civilian and military casualties with both sides, as is often the case in conflict, blaming the other for initiating hostilities. But in the immediate aftermath of such events, when accusations fly, how can we truly determine who fired the first shot, or even more critically, who might have been meticulously planning an attack long before the first shell was launched? This is where military satellites and increasingly high-resolution commercial satellite imagery become our objective witnesses. These aren't just fancy telescopes in space, they are sophisticated intelligence-gathering platforms that offer an unprecedented level of transparency, even when nations try to conceal their actions. They are, quite literally, future-proofing our understanding of conflict. So, what exactly can a military satellite do to provide this clarity? Well, think of them as the ultimate all-seeing eyes, constantly observing from above. Firstly, they provide high-resolution imagery. We're talking about optical cameras that can capture incredibly detailed pictures of the Earth's surface, sometimes down to individual objects just a few tens of centimeters across. This means they can spot troop concentrations, identify different types of military vehicles, tanks, artillery, even individual soldiers. They can detect the construction of new roads, fortifications, supply depots, and even the subtle signs of digging trenches. Continuous monitoring allows for the tracking of these changes over time, revealing patterns of activity that betray intent. Secondly, many military satellites are equipped with synthetic aperture radar, or SAR. This is a game changer because, unlike optical cameras, SAR can see through clouds, smoke, and even operate effectively at night. This means that bad weather or the cover of darkness can no longer completely mask military activities. SAR can detect changes in terrain, reveal camouflage positions, and even track ground movements in adverse conditions. Crucially, it can also differentiate between types of ground disturbance, showing where Earth has been freshly moved, perhaps for new fortifications or buried landmines. Thirdly, we have infrared sensors. These are designed to detect heat signatures. So even if vehicles are hidden under camouflage or in dense foliage, the heat they generate from their engines or the warmth left behind by recently fired artillery can be picked up. This is also crucial for detecting missile launches, as the intense heat from a rocket engine's plume is a dead giveaway, providing near instantaneous early warning. And finally, there are signals intelligence, or SIGINT, satellites. These are the eavesdroppers of space. They can intercept electronic signals from communications and radar systems. This allows intelligence agencies to listen in on enemy networks, identify the locations of radar emitters, and gain insights into their command and control structures, potentially even revealing orders to attack. Now, let's bring this back to the current situation between Thailand and Cambodia. Both nations have accused the other of initiating the latest round of fighting, which tragically has resulted in at least 35 deaths and displaced hundreds of thousands of people from both sides of the border. Thai authorities have, for instance, stated that Cambodia used BM-21 Grad rocket systems and field artillery, while Cambodia has accused Thailand of brutal and illegal military aggression, including airstrikes. The dispute over the Preah Vihear temple and surrounding border areas has simmered for decades, but the recent flare-up has been particularly intense. This is precisely where the power of satellite intelligence becomes absolutely critical. While official military satellite data is often classified, independent analysis using commercial satellite imagery is increasingly playing a vital role. Reports are already emerging, for example, from defense analysts using open source commercial satellite imagery. This analysis suggests the detection of early tactical improvements and military fortifications by Cambodian forces near contested border areas, with some sources indicating this began as far back as February, well before the most recent heavy clashes. We're talking about new road construction to strategic points like Phnom Prasiti Hilltop, heavy fortification of bases, and even the deployment of artillery and long range rocket systems like the PHL 03 and T 55 tanks to frontline positions in the weeks and months leading up to the recent escalation. Satellite imagery from June, for instance, reportedly showed the deployment of short range air defense vehicles and confirmed Cambodian positioning of long range artillery targeting the Thai town of Kantharalak. This isn't just about detecting the first fire in an immediate exchange, it's about revealing the premeditation. If satellite imagery, combined with other intelligence, shows a systematic and sustained buildup of military capability, including the positioning of artillery and troops in offensive postures over weeks or months, it paints a very clear picture of who was preparing for an escalation, irrespective of who fired the very first bullet in a skirmish. Even the detection of systematic landmine placements has been observed via satellite analysis. In a world where information can be manipulated and narratives are constantly battled over, military satellites and commercial remote sensing offer a unique form of verifiable truth. They provide an objective record of events, a time stamped visual and electronic log that can be incredibly difficult to dispute. For international bodies, peacekeepers, and even for the global public, this satellite data is invaluable. It can help determine culpability, facilitate impartial investigations, and exert pressure on parties to de escalate based on irrefutable evidence. While neither Thailand nor Cambodia are known to have extensive indigenous military satellite networks for real time comprehensive intelligence, the availability of high resolution commercial imagery and intelligence from allied nations means such transparency is increasingly within reach. The ability to see who is moving what, where, and when, and to detect the initial burst of a missile launch or artillery fire fundamentally changes the landscape of accountability in modern conflict. It allows us to future proof our understanding of history as it unfolds, moving us closer to a world where the truth of aggression is harder to conceal. The current situation between Thailand and Cambodia is a stark reminder of the devastating impact of unresolved disputes. But perhaps with the ever advancing capabilities of military satellites and the democratizing power of commercial imagery, these eyes in the sky can help us inch closer to transparency, accountability, and ultimately to a more stable and peaceful future. Thank you for joining us on Future Proof. I'm Nat Monkol-Navin, and we'll be back next time with more explorations of technology and its impact on our world.